Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there, especially mine specifically. So today is another collab video with the Beauty Collab family, and today is a Mother's Day collab, and the collab is called A Mother's Beauty. That was my mom that you just seen. Her name is Tracy Lee, by the way. So today I am doing this video based on her favorite color, which is red. So right now I'm just going to put my natural hair. Yes, I am rocking my natural hair because it's too hot for the blow dryer and the flat iron. So I'm going to put my hair up in a bun because my mom says she loves me with my hair up in a bun. Like, she just loves how it looks. I personally like my hair down better, but whatever. So I'm going to put my hair up in a bun, and then we are going to get started on this look. So I just wanted to mention that I am using my Sony a5000 camera. I know I told you guys before that I switched to the Canon camera that I just recently got. So I am going to do a video like a versus the Sony versus the Canon camera to explain to you guys the differences and why I chose to use this camera in my videos until I get my monitor screen. So that's what I'm working with right now. So we're just gonna have to be patient with me with the Canon camera. Apply tape to the outer corners of my eyes. I already did my brows off camera using the wrong brow pencil that is way too light in a different shade for me. So I also primed my eyelids too with the Marc Jacobs Accomplice Concealer. What I'm going to do now is use the Black Radiance Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Rouge Red. And I'm going to apply that into the crease, just making a thin lined angle that goes from the inner part of the crease all the way out to the by the brow bone. You guys will just see how it looks as I'm doing it. And I'm just making that thin line, but I am going to blend it out later with a different eyeshadow. For eyeshadow, I'm first going to be using the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette and using that red shade, which is number 4, and applying that onto that line just to set it because it will smudge. This is a matte liquid lipstick, but it does not dry down all the way, so you definitely want to make sure to set it, and I'm just making sure to apply it on that line and nowhere else. For the next palette, I'm going to be using the Beauty Glazed Color Studio palette, and I'm going to be using that reddish orangish shade. It's the only shade that comes close to being a red eyeshadow in this whole palette, and the craziest thing is the actual palette itself is red, the packaging on the front, but there's no red eyeshadow inside the palette, which is just ridiculous to me. But I am going to apply that shade above that line in the crease and just blend it and make sure it kind of like fades as it goes up. Next, I'm going to be going in with the white eyeshadow, and I'm going to be applying that on that reddish orangish shade that I just applied just to help further blend it out. I am going to clean up that part up there and like kind of like remove it towards the end, but I'm just going to make sure that it blends out for now. You guys will get what I'm talking about. I know sometimes when I explain stuff, I'm like thinking to myself, I don't even understand what I'm really saying, but I know the point I'm trying to get across. Right now I'm just using micellar water to clean off the lid part and making sure not to remove any of the eyeshadow into the crease, just off the lid, but making a sharp line. I should have used a Q-tip, but again, I was too lazy to get up. I know I should keep a pack of them right next to me when I'm working on my videos, just in case I need it, like I need it in this moment. Now I'm going to be using that more brick red type of shade. It's more of like a brownish red, and I'm going to be applying that directly into the crease, like right in that line to define it, which is why I'm using a definer brush to make sure it just goes right in that section and nowhere else. So what I'm doing now is applying that Marc Jacobs Accomplice Concealer back onto the lid and kind of like cutting the crease once again. It's a lot of crease work, okay? Go in with that brick red shade again, and what I'm gonna do now is apply it on the lid, but I'm gonna leave a little space between the crease part and the lid part where I just applied it, and you guys are just gonna have to watch. I know the camera angle, muy terrible, pero no sé. That means very terrible, but I don't know. I really wasn't paying attention though. When I get like, you know, into a look, whether I'm drawing it or I'm like creating an eye look or whatever, I just like don't even pay attention to anything else. But I'm not going to take it all the way across the lid. I'm going to go back in with that reddish orangish shade and apply it right next to that brick red shade and blend those two in together, still making sure to leave a space between the crease and the lid part. It's all about leaving a space between because it creates the illusion of a, I guess, a double cut crease. That's what I've seen other people, I don't know. For the inner part of the lid, I'm going to do the same exact steps that I did to the outer part, but I am going to leave a little space right in the middle for a different shimmery shade. These are all mattes I'm using, but I'm going to use a shimmer. So for the space I left open in the middle, I'm going to be using that light shimmery gold shade. It's like a champagne gold, and the darker gold shade, and applying both of those onto that center part in the lid. And then after I apply those in the center, I'm just going to blend the sides in with the brush to make sure it kind of goes wide towards the crease part and thinner towards the lash line. So for this part right here, this is where I said that I was cleaning up the top part where I blended it up at. I didn't really like how it looked like that. It just looked so like messy, and so I just wanted to clean it up a little bit. I didn't like it all the way to the top. I'm gonna finish removing the tape and apply my face makeup off camera and then come back on camera to finish up the lower lash line and the eyes. So for the lower lash line, I'm gonna apply this Wet n Wild lip lip why can't I say it? I was like liquid lipstick, then I was like lip liner. The Wet n Wild lip liner, it's the berry red one, and I'm gonna apply that in the waterline. I seen Jackie Aina, which is another YouTuber, she applied the red lip liner in the waterline and it just looks so gorgeous, so I thought why not apply red liner. So here are how the eyes are looking so far. Just wanted to show you guys like a quick little thing. So now I'm gonna take that brick red shade and with the definer brush apply that right under on the lower lash line, like just like right under the waterline. Now I'm going to go back in with that red eyeshadow from the Take Me to Brazil palette and just tap it right on that lip liner so it doesn't smudge. Of course, you know, lip liners are made for the lips, but I did want to use it in the waterline as eyeliner, so I just want to make sure it doesn't smudge. For this next part, I'm going to go in with my red crystals and I'm going to apply the smallest ones right on the corner between the crease part right there, and then I'm going to apply it in the inner corner, of course. I almost forgot to do this part, but I am going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Mean Money and Hustler Baby highlighter and apply that as the brow bone highlighter. I don't know how I could forget that. And I also almost forgot to apply the lashes that I am going to apply after I do a couple more steps. So for this next part, I am going to apply MAC Cosmetics Ruby Woo lipstick. This is my mom's favorite red lipstick. It is a matte, kind of drying lipstick. It's very dry and it does tug on the lips, but it's so beautiful. This is the part where I said I did forget to do lashes and mascara, but I am going to do that after I finish doing my brows. It's like, when do I do lipstick before I completely finish the rest of my makeup? So for this next part, what I'm going to do is take a spoolie, stick it into that liquid lipstick, and apply it on my brows. I wanted to see how cool it would look to dye my, like, not dye my brows, but like paint my brows a different color, red, of course. Okay, I am finally finished. That's too close. I just went ahead off camera, cleaned up my brows with the ColourPop concealer so they don't look so wild and bold, but they are still pretty wild and bold, but we're just gonna keep it like that. Let me just show you guys up close how everything is looking. So here are the brows. They look a little messy, but this is as good as I can get them to look after putting all of that red lip. So I just want to take this quick moment to apologize on behalf of this eyelash for not sticking down to the lash line like it was supposed to. I started running out of glue, so I apologize on behalf of that as well. Stick in my brow. I was going to apply the red liquid lipstick as mascara on the bottom lashes, but I was like, nah, I don't want to overdo it. So I just had the mascara. For mascara, I actually used the Makeup Forever Excessive Lash Mascara that I
That man is fine, many fine, yeah. So fine, that's why he's mine, yeah. Real.
Here are the two cards I made for my mom. Here is the birthday card and here is the Mother's Day card. I'll start with the birthday card since that was a couple of days ago. So here is the card up close. So what I did was I took a piece of white paper. I folded it in to two. I don't know why I couldn't just get out folded in half. Like folded in two. And then I used a orange paper and folded that as well, and then glued them together so that I can start on the actual design. So then what I did was I wrote happy birthday on a piece of paper and then cut it out into a heart shape and then glued it onto the thread and then hung it across the paper like that. So on this side, I just cut out a yellow strip of paper and just glued it on here to match with these emoji things. So for the emojis, the string that you see is from thread, and then they are just, what I did was I just drew the characters how they look for emojis, you know, how emojis look, and then I glued them to the thread, cut them out, added the little cute things to them, and then I just, you know, glued them onto the paper like this. So that's how that was done. And then I glued this little paper to it to look like, so, you know, it was holding the balloons together, the emoji balloons. So that is how this part was done. Now for the next page, let me see, I'm gonna have to get up. For the next page, it opens up like this. It's one of these pop-up flowers. So what I did was I cut out the shape of the flowers. There's so many videos on YouTube on how to cut out pop-up flowers. You just have to look it up. Then I chose one of the videos that I liked for the design. So then I glued them together and, you know, made them pop out like this. Then I decided it would be cute to add little green, you know, flower stems to it. So that's what I did for that part. And then for the part that says dream big, I thought I would just come up with that for my mom. You know, I always want her to dream as big as she can, so I thought it would be cute to have that pop up like that. For the next page, I cut out and folded paper to make this little pocket. What I did was I took white paint, dotted it in the corners, and then took this white bow and glued it on and just stuck some money in there, and that was on that page. Now for the next page, this is like one of those pop-up slides. Well, I guess it's not a pop-up, but it's more of like a slide. So what you do is you just, you know, cut out the papers, stick them together. There's a video on how to do that too. So when you pull this part, it slides over to say something. So I wrote happy birthday and then it connects to a tree. Not a tree. She keeps thinking that it's a Christmas tree, but it's actually a cake, okay? A cake. And on the cake there's stickers. Let's see. The stickers say like happy birthday, surprise, and all of that. And then the candles with the stickers, and then you just cut it in half, glue one to one part of the paper, and then the other parts are so that it could slide together. And then on the last page, it is the Eiffel Tower, because my mom loves Paris and she always wants to go there and visit the Eiffel Tower as well, but mostly shop. So I thought, why not just put that on the back of that page. For the actual plastic part, I forgot what it's called, but it's like the film where you just put paper in there. You could protect your paper that way. It's just like one of them plastic film things. And what I did was I just cut it out and glued it on the paper so that it wouldn't mess the card up, because usually that's what happens, you know, when you're when you lay the card down somewhere, it could easily get bent out of shape. Moving on to the Mother's Day card, and again there's some more plastic on this to protect it, but it's called A Mother's Beauty. Here is a picture that I took of my mom when she was by some flowers. So that's a picture of her, and then at the bottom it says a very special happy Mother's Day. So that is on the front of that card. Now when you open this, so for this part right here, let's go to this page first. Slide out. So on here, this is one of her biggest accomplishments that she has made that I thought, why not put on here for Mother's Day. On here it says published 5 books on Amazon.com and BarnesandNobles.com. I forgot the BarnesandNobles.com. as author Tracy V. Lee. That's her name, Tracy V. Lee. Again, for these 2 designs that I'm going to show you, there are videos on YouTube of how to copied and pasted her books onto a paper so that I can cut them out and glue them onto this little collage thing. These books that she came out with, the 5 books, they're in this order that I'm going to show you in, so that's what I decided I wanted them to be in order on, you know, when she published them. So the first one that she published was The Woman in the Black Cloak, and then it says Tracy V. Lee. I designed the book, by the way. It's a witch on the front of the cover, and she's like, you know, in a fog. It just looks so cool. So I'll leave a link to the Amazon and Barnes and Noble so you could check out the books too. So when you open up this page, it opens up to show the 4 of her other books too, which I thought was really cool. I really wanted it to be like this. So this book is Mick 2.0 The Takeover. Again, I created the cover of that. The next book is Richard Bellerose, The Physical Therapist. This other part is in French, Le Physiothérapeute. I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. I also created the cover of that. The next one is Classic Sculptures and Statues, which is a coloring book. I also created that to show you guys like the before you color it in and after you color it in, how it could look. And then the last book that she recently just came out with, I think it was this year, maybe last year, no, I think it was like the end of last year, I also came up with the cover of that. I gotta put my plug in. But this is Exercising the Brain Down Memory Lane, a guideline to remember. Honestly, out of all of these books that she came out with, this one has got to be my favorite one because it's dedicated to my grandpa who passed away last year. He had dementia for like 5 years, and then he just recently passed away from a stroke. It's about keeping your brain active and keeping you, busy. There's so many different things that you could do with this book. There's coloring pages in here. There's where you can jot down doctor's appointments, make notes. I just love this book so much. So this is definitely my favorite out of the 5 that she came out with. So if you're gonna check out any of them, I would definitely recommend Exercising the Brain Down Memory Lane. You can give it to your parents, you can give it to your grandparents, you can use it for yourself if you have trouble remembering stuff. This is like a great book and definitely my favorite, but I will leave a link down to everything below so you guys can check it out. But I thought that was really cool, and it just folds back like this. You do have to make sure when you go to close these pages up that they fold right so they don't bend. You just work with it. So on this page, let me zoom you guys in a little bit more so you guys can see. So for this one, I found some of our pictures that we took together, so I just cut them out and pasted them on this as well. And the white part, the white dots are the paint, and this part right here is just a bow I glued on. So let me zoom you guys out again. So what you do with this is it's just like a fold cut out, so that when you pull this, it flips through all of the pictures. And I actually use that paint to paint on Happy Mother's Day right here, so that when you pull it out you will see it says Happy Mother's Day, which I thought was really cool. So here are the pictures. Let me just show you guys right quick. So here's the first picture that we took together. This was with Snapchat. I got her to use the little Snapchat filter with me. I love this picture. This is like my favorite picture. We're just like glowing. So the next picture was we were doing like a photo shoot for me, and then I think we did like a little photo shoot for her too. So I did her makeup and her hair right there, so I just loved how it looked. So the next picture right here, this is just another one we took together. This was actually just the photo shoot I was doing for her, and she was wearing her Key sunglasses. I think it's called Key, but it's pronounced like, I think it's pronounced Key, but it's spelled Quay, so that's why I always say Quay Australia, but it's Key Australia. And then the next two pictures, the last one, this right here was when I was younger, and I think I was at her job. I think I came to her job, so I thought, why not post that? And then next to that is just when we were coming from the gas station, which is why you can see the little gas station, the pump back there. I just thought, you know, the little moments matter. Most people would be like, a gas station, really? But you know, it's the memories and the moments that matter. It doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're with the person that you love and care about, which is of course my mom. And I still love how the picture came out. Look at me, half of me, all of her. So and there goes my flag back there, Spain, if you guys didn't know. So when you flip to the back of it, I did glue down the flowers again in every corner, and again this plastic part I put that on there as well. So for this part, what I did was I painted the paper pink because I didn't like how the red was looking on this part, so I painted it pink. And what I did for this was I cut out a paper to look like a Polaroid, glued it onto the page. But before I glued the top, what I did was I cut out a picture of her, if you guys can see it, as much as you can see it. But I did her makeup that day, and I did put a little bit of gold spray paint and glitter into this. If you guys can really see those stars right there, they're like, oh yeah, you could probably see those stars right there. So there's a bunch of stars in here, but when you shake it, the stars come up to the top. Look how cool that is. You can actually see it. So I thought it would be cool to make one of these shaker things and have her face in there. So that's what I did for that. Okay, so the last two things I made for her birthday, this is a I don't know what you call this, but what I did first was I cut out the paper, glued it together like this, you know, cut it out in that design, and then I painted it pink because it was a white paper. Yeah, a white paper. I painted it pink, and then I did the dream big and the dots all over it, so that when you open it up, it also says in letters dream big. And then I also cut out a flower and glued it / taped it to the back of this, and then I painted it yellow in the inside and white on the outside because the paper was blue. And then I put the white dots all around it and put the white in there, and it's just another little thing that says dream big. You know, I just wanted that all over it. So that was her birthday. And then the last thing that I also made her for her birthday, this is like a kind of like a dream holder, I guess you would call it. So what I did was I took my silver crystals and made them in the shape of Chanel, because you know my mom, she loves top designer everything. I'm not that type of person, but she is. So she loves Chanel, she loves all of those high-end brand. So this was actually a candle. I actually scooped out any of the candle pieces that was left in here. She had bought something from Christian Dior a long time ago, so I took the thing that wrapped it up. You know, I keep forgetting what everything is called, but this little thing that wrapped it up, and just taped it along here. I didn't glue it because I didn't, you know, since this is not something from Christian Dior, I didn't want to have it where it was stuck on there like it was from, I don't know. But just did this cool little design. And then when you open it up, what I did was see, this is how you know I didn't glue it. I just taped it because it's coming loose. But let me hurry up because my camera's dying. So what I did for this part was these little things that you see hanging on to here, they are dreams that she has. Like one of them is the Eiffel Tower, another one of them is like Cartier bracelets, another one of them is a Bentley car. So they're just little like dreams that she has that she wants to accomplish, or goals or things that she wants in life. So there are 6 of them, and they're just hanging on a thread, glued to the thread, and they are going through this thing so that when you have them in here, they hang like this. You can put money in there, work towards your dream. They just hang down like that. Or what I actually had it for was, it was going to be a light that I put in here, like a bunch of little lights, but it didn't work out because the lights that I had were like a little too big. But it just lights up, and it was supposed to be a light up jar, but that didn't work out, so I just kept it like this. So again, you can add a light to it to make it a light up jar, or you can add money to it, make it a tip jar. And I'm just kidding, but you know, do whatever you want. So that's the 4 things that I made for her birthday, and then here's Mother's Day. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll leave links down to everything that I can below. Don't forget to check out those links in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.